I had this idea randomly pop into my head one day. My biggest struggle with making content is figuring out how to incorporate my friends into my videos. I've done it in the past if you've watched any of my other videos with little cuts where they interject, but I've always wanted to do more. So today, I think I've finally found a fun little video where I can do that.
Hi.
Well, great question. As you know, I do a variety of Pokemon challenge type videos here on the channel. So basically, I got a list together, picking 10 of my friends and asking them to come up with challenges for me. So for example, I randomized their positions and sent them a little Discord message telling them where in the game I'd have to start their challenge at. I segmented the game so that, for example, Jstone has from the starter to the first gym. Once I beat Brock, that frees me from the suffering of his challenges, and then I start my suffering with Callum's challenges. Their goal is simple, try and keep me from completing the game. Mine, well, mine's a little bit tougher than that. I have to use my skills and my wit to try and bounce back from whatever challenges or rules they set for me. I wanted them to be as creative as possible, so I didn't set a limit, and to add a little twist, I asked them to send their challenges as spoilers on Discord. So I actually won't even see them until I get to that point. I'll leave everyone linked in the description that helped out, and I'm super excited to kick this off. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing through Pokemon Red while my friends try and ruin my life. Let's try and raise the bar a bit and see if we can't hit 1,500 likes on this one. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. And let me know what game I should do next, or if you even want more of these. I think it'll be fun. Anyways, let's jump right into the game. So the game of course starts off like any other. I fix my settings, get the spiel from Oak, name myself Whoop and the rival friends because it seemed fitting, and that's about all the freedom we get. Since John gets the pre-starter to Brock, this is where my challenge begins. As an added bonus, I even let him pick my starter, so it's time for the grand reveal. I really wanted to get John for this because I just love him and he's a great human being. Like, I swear he's me 2.0, me if I actually uploaded good content. Also, he knows an unhealthy amount about Pokemon, so I figured I could put his massive brain to use to give this video some creative ideas. A little pizzazz. A chef's kiss, if you will. So to kick things off, let's see what Mr. Stone's got for us.
Alright Whoop, because I'm the first part of this challenge, we're going to make it very interesting. The first rule is that you have to pick Squirtle as your starter. Now, because you chose the best starter for the beginning of the game, release it. It's way too good. Also, make sure that your D-pad controls are inverted in case you don't already play that way. Because everyone avoids it, I want you to battle the rival on Route 22, and finally, if you encounter a Pikachu in the Viridian Forest, name him Chonky in all caps for obvious reasons.
So naturally I'm thinking, this is going to be a nightmare. My single brain cell can barely handle the D-pad in its normal controls, let alone with them inverted. But rules are rules, so I gotta follow them. After switching my D-pad controls, I forget where Squirtle is, but third time's the charm as I finally find him. I name him Bye, smash our friends in the rival battle, and struggle to make my way to Viridian City. I do the Oaks package thing, skipping ahead a bit, I'm looking for a decently leveled Pidgey, do that for maybe 5 minutes, and then find one. Only to realize that I don't have any Pokeballs. So we fix that and claim our new starter, a level 4 Pidgey. Immediately after that, we release Squirtle, saying bye to Bye. Then I start grinding up this Pidgey a bit, do all that boring stuff, and start assembling my ragtag team of misfits. We catch a Rattata, then I hunt for a Mankey on Route 22, only to realize there isn't one. Pick up a Spearow to be some of our early game damage since Spearows are pretty pog. Pick up a Nidoran because I wanted it to learn Double Kick for Brock, but researching that, I realized that Nidoran doesn't actually learn Double Kick until like level 40 in this game. After grinding a bit though, I decide I'm ready to go take on my friends. I'm kind of smashing it so far, minus the whole D-pad thing. Speaking of that, I think it's time for a little montage through Viridian Forest. Also, we do, in fact, catch a Pikachu and name it Chonky in all caps, and we also get a Caterpie, but more on that later. Okay, so update, that Caterpie is now a Butterfree. I decide my best bet, even though it's 4 times weak to rock, is some special moves. And with the water types out of the question, no fighting types to be seen, I'm gonna YOLO it with a Butterfree. Also, in any case it works out because it'll help me out in the rock tunnel. Anyway, With everything Jstone set in place for me completed, my tiredness of murdering Pidgeys and Rattatas, I decide to YOLO it against Brock. Here's how that went. And now that we finished up with Brock, it's immediately time to switch on over to Cal's rules. So let's see what he's got in store for us.
Alright Whoop, here's what I want you to do. First things first, go to Mount Moon and catch a Zubat. After that, release everything except the Zubat. Thirdly, and the main rule, is that you can only use this Zubat to beat every single trainer, but that's not all. You're only allowed to use Leech Life. Even when you learn other attacks, you're not allowed to use them. Delete them with PK Hex as soon as you learn them, just so you don't run out of PP and have to start spamming Supersonic. I want you using Leech Life or Struggle. That is the only way you're beating Misty. Extra note, you can use potions, but you're not allowed to evolve Zubat. You can be as overleveled as you need, as long as you're winning with Leech Life or Struggle.
So remember everything I mentioned about building a good team and whatnot? Well, we get to throw all that out the window. Anyways, we'll worry about that after I set my controls back to normal. Since we've got a bit to go before we get to Mount Moon, I guess it's time to prep. So I spend my fat stacks and carefully try and navigate my way through here so I can leave a few trainers behind to level up my Zubat. Arriving at Mount Moon, we fulfill rule number 1 by catching a Zubat. Name it Leech, and this is our partner for life. Following that, we head on back to the Pokemon Center right outside, deposit our ragtag team of bandits acquired so far, and release them back into the wild, making sure to say bye-bye to Butterfree first. From there, it's time to grind up Leech. I slowly make my way through the previous routes, and making sure to slaughter plenty of Mons along the way. Getting through Mount Moon wasn't terribly hard, it was more so just a slow process because I wanted to retain my PP and whatnot. I actually had to travel all the way back to just outside the Viridian Forest because trying to grind against Pidgey and Spearow was just impossible. So, yeah. Fun. Finally making our way through Mount Moon, we arrive in Cerulean. Also, I had to PK Hex off a couple of Zubat's moves to keep up with rule number 3, so our only options were Leech Life and Struggle. Once we get to Cerulean, I make sure to spend all of my money on potions, and then try out various ways of attempting to progress here. I try taking on Misty a couple times, and when it becomes apparent I'm not going to accomplish anything there, I then try beating the rival for a bit. When both of those fail, I head back on over to the grass to begin grinding yet again. Finally, by the grace of God, I managed to take out the rival with 1 HP remaining, thanks to struggle spamming. I didn't want to take on Nugget Bridge in case Sylvie was merciful and let me actually put a team together. So we go from there to grind up a bit more in the grass to level 28, where we proceed to take on Misty. It was actually a super close call because Starmie has, I can't remember, some kind of psychic move, and you know, yeah, Staryu, easy. There's just piece of cake. Starmie, on the other hand, would just blast me and absolutely demolish me. But level 28, we managed to take him out, finally. And now that Misty's been taken care of and the Cascade badge has been attained, Silves is up next.
Okay, let me start this out by saying, Woopsire, I love you. But my challenge is put your highest level Mon that you have right now into the daycare for the old man to raise and leave it there. Like, you cannot take it back out. If it's the daycare in Pokemon Red, I fucking hope it is. The second one is deposit all your Pokemon into your PC and go through the SSN using 1 Diglett that you catch in Diglett's Cave. And then after you get cut, go through Diglett's Cave without repels, and for every Diglett or Dugtrio you run into, you have to catch them. 4 is fish for a Magikarp in Vermilion and grind it into a Gyarados. And 5 is you can only use potions in your SSN and gym run, and you cannot use the Pokemon Center at all. So have fun. I love you. Care you.
Oh, brother. So, now Silves has ruined my dreams of getting a new team together again. But for the time being, that gives me an opportunity to collect some new Mons in this area. Since she says we have to use a Diglett for the SSN, that doesn't apply anywhere else. And we're going to have to drop off our highest level Mon in the daycare when the time comes. But this at least gives us a chance to stockpile some Mons up. She also doesn't technically state that we can't use a Pokemon Center at the point before Bill, but I'm going to honor that because, you see, if I black out, technically speaking, that doesn't count as using the Pokemon Center, so that's what I'm gonna do. I catch a Spearow since I'll be needing something to use once I drop Zubat off of the daycare. Oh, and since Callum's rules are no longer in effect here, this Zubat becomes a Golbat. So we grind our Spearow up into a Fearow, take care of Bill, making some quick cash off all these trainers up here, skip ahead and drop off Golbat in the daycare, go catch a Diglett, And since Silves didn't say how far through we had to go into the Diglett cave, and also my lack of money to buy Pokeballs, I'm counting this as going through it, but I'll do it again later. So with our new Diglett and 3 rolls down, we head back onto the SS Anne, where I actually get some good grinding in, but also get sent back to Cerulean more times than I can count. I luckily found the TM for Body Slam aboard, and with the help of that to take out Pidgeotto and Dig to clean up the rest, we take down our friends and get the HM for Cut. Now that that's done, we grab our other Pokemon from the PC. Following that, we fish up a Magikarp and head on over to the route to the right of Vermilion City and start to grind up this fish. It wasn't so bad against trainers, and I got it to about level 15 grinding with them, but the wild Pokemon were the real kicker here. They weren't terrible, but it did take a bit. We get it to level 19 and finish off the last level with a rare candy. So with all of our changes done, it's time to take on Surge. But first, I realize no one on my team can learn Cut yet, so I die yet again and go back to Cerulean, where I catch myself a Spearow and then hike on back to Vermilion to trade for Ducks. So now with our Cut slave in tow, it's time to take on Surge. I can sum up Surge in like 3 words. Do I really need to go through this? Dugtrio used Dig. Boom, easy. Now that that's done, Silves is out and Yoan's in. Let's see what his brilliant mind came up with for us. Let's see what his brilliant mind came up with for us.
Sup, Whoop, you've got to pick one move on each of your Pokemon, and you can only use that move until you beat the gym. Good luck, dude.
Brilliant. Yoan bringing the heat in this one. So until we beat Erica, we've only got 1 move per Mon we can use, so I guess I'll go ahead and lock those in now. Dugtrio, it's going to be Body Slam, should give us plenty of PP to work with. I guess Silves is only going to be allowed to Bite, Fearow gets Peck, and Golbat gets Leech Life. The rest I really won't be using, I promise. So before we head to Erica, we're going to grab our Golbat out of the daycare and carry on. Nothing super exciting really happens. We blaze through Rock Tunnel without Flash because we're just that good. Have to bust out the strats about halfway through though, as our PP is running low, so I end up using all the ethers and max ethers I've found thus far. Finally, making our way through there, we spend like 2 seconds in Lavender Town to blow a bag, and then skip a lot of trainers in this next route on the way to Celadon. I considered skipping the Rocket hideout here, but I figured just in case Nexus had anything devious up his sleeve, I'd better knock it out while I had the chance. So I pick up my Eevee, do the Rocket hideout, which I'll cut a majority of out because like there really just isn't much to say about it. I did get my games mixed up though, because I was definitely looking for the grunts with the password, but then I got the lift key and yeah. Anyway, Giovanni went down really easily without a challenge, and we make our way on to Erica. Erica, I'm not gonna lie, you probably have already seen this coming. Fearow used Peck, and yeah, that Erica's dead. Anyway, with Erica down, let's see what Nexus got for us.
Alright guys, look, I had to get involved with this, my boy Whoop. All love, show that boy some love, guys. Shout out that boy, man. Look, this nigga decided to do Pokemon Red. I gotta make it as challenging as possible. If you guys know fun facts about Kanto in the original games, Sandshrews level up is dire, as British folks would say. It is absolutely trash. So, I want all of you to be aware, I am choosing Sandshrew for Whoop's challenge. I'm gonna make it as difficult as possible, right? He has to keep Poison Sting on this Mon the entire time. I mean, it could work out. You could poison these guys. It actually could help with, what's her face, Erica? So, I mean, he has to keep Poison on it, right? He could only use Pokemon Centers for the very first 3 badges, because Erica is next, and I don't want any healing in that. So, yes, only those, okay? And the third reason, I just like Sandshrew, dude. Look at his adorable sprite, I just like Sandshrew, dude. There's not a lot of rules behind this, but Sandshrew is really hard and difficult to use, especially in the older games. So, I wanted Whoop to feel it. I want my boy to feel it, so that's my challenge.
Okay, so I think Nexus may have understood this, but it's okay. Don't be fooled. Nexus may be like the world's funniest man, but he's also got one of the biggest brains I've ever met. Yeah, I've actually met his brain. Shook his hand, you know? So since we've definitely gotten more than 3 badges now, we can't use Pokemon Centers. Also, since Sandshrew is a blue exclusive and I'm playing red, I've got a couple options here. I decided to just use PK Hex to gen into Sandshrew because Nexus doesn't specifically say I have to catch one, so all is well. Also, the other little loophole I'm gonna bring into play here is that Nexus doesn't say I only have to use Sandshrew, but I did end up soloing Koga with it anyways, so yeah, that's the thing. Wait, That's a spoiler. Spoiler alert. I wish I kept that dig TM from Cerulean for him, but it's okay. Anyways, we run through Lavender Town pretty easily. Also stepping on the healing thing because it's required, but it's also another loophole that I found for all you anti-Pokemon centerers out there. Also, this happened because I was trying to figure out what level Sandshrew evolved, because every time I oopsed and didn't cancel the evolution, I had to go back in and manually fix it with PK Hex. Not much goes on after that, but me opening the map a bunch. I gave water to the guards, got my bike, got the HM for Fly, and headed on down to Koga. I forgot about the massive level curve, so I went and did a bit of grinding, flew home to say hi to Mom because I'm sure she missed me, and went back to Fuchsia to take on Koga. I managed to pretty much solo him with Sandshrew and Swift, while poisoned, and won with like 8 HP because Weezing decided to just blow up in my face. Not easy, but also not too hard. Now that Koga's done, let's see what Lotad's got in store for us.
Hi, Whooper, I love you. But now it's time for you to feel pain. I will show you the pain of gacha games. Rule number 1, you can only use Pokemon bought from the game corner. Rule number 2, if a Pokemon faints, you have to release it. And number 3, I couldn't think of anything better, so you're not allowed to press B in battle. So don't accidentally press fight when you want to switch or something. Have fun. I love you, Woopsire.
Okay, so this one's actually pretty cool. Lotad's addicted to Dokkan Battle and therefore is a gacha game master. So it's only natural that we've got to gamble for our new team. And then we've got basic Nuzlocke rules as well. So I think before we head to Celadon to start crafting our new team, we're going to grab the teeth from the Safari Zone in the HM for Surf so we can get that done. Once we snag strength from the Warden, it's time to fly on over to Celadon City and hit the slots. I mindlessly grind this while doing other things like watching YouTube videos, playing my favorite mobile game. Oh wait, no free promo. Editor, bleep that. Just kidding, I don't have an editor, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, doing these slots drove me to the point of insanity, okay? Blame Lotad. Anyways, I grind up to like 5,500 coins or something like that. However much it takes to get a stupid Scyther. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Scyther is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I was thinking, oh yeah, a bug type for a psychic type gym leader. That'll be easy, right? Wrong. Scyther doesn't actually learn any bug type moves in this gen, but whatever, I'm not too pressed about it. I still get to use my favorite mon, so it all works out. Scyther actually carries me pretty far. You know, after I grind up from level 25 to like level 40. I think this has been the longest section for me, by the way, but anyways, we now have a usable Pokemon. So it's time to take on Team Rocket in Saffron City. Scyther pretty much goes to town here, taking down pretty much everyone. I was essentially doing a Scyther solo run at this point. I did have a bit of a PP scare, but I found the TM for takedown and coasted with that for a while, until I eventually just had to leave after the rival battle to visit a Pokemon Center. After coming back, we take out Giovanni pretty easily, and from here on there isn't really a ton of stuff left for me to do other than take on Sabrina. Making my way to Sabrina, tragedy struck. The worst kind of pain and disaster happened right here. You see, Ghastly completely walled me. In first gen, Struggle is a normal type move, so ghost types are unaffected, and thus my only way out of this one was to die. As per Lotad's rules, that meant I had to release Scyther here. So I very clearly release him here and head back to the slots and begin the process yet again. This time I grind up to about 6,000 coins, grab another Scyther, and this time an Abra. I evolve the Abra, going in kind of underleveled, but I'm thinking, no biggie. I got 2 Mons this time at least, right? What could possibly go wrong? Well, Scyther gets clapped so fast, I didn't even see how it happened if I'm being honest. Everything else goes pretty smoothly until I get to her Alakazam. It pretty much just spammed recover, and in Gen 1 the enemy trainers just don't run out of PP. So I struggle to death with Kadabra. Hit the slots, again, grab a Scyther, and go back to Sabrina to finish her off and go for the kill. By far, this was the most stressful challenge so far. Lotad tilted me so hard I needed to go on a soul-searching journey. So basically, he's the reason this video took so long to get out. Anyways, let's see what kind of sick nightmare JD's got in store for me after that one.
So, first thing I want you to do, walk all the way home, back to Palatown, and speak to your mother. She's worried sick about you. No flying. I want you to walk through Rock Tunnel with no flash, because you deserve it. You haven't spoken to your mother in a bit. She's devastated. So, it's what you deserve. Go to Palatown, speak to your mother, boom. After that, I want you to get a missing no. I don't know if it's possible, but I want you to get a missing no, mate, okay? Good. Next, go to Seafoam Island, and as soon as you enter Seafoam Island, turn the screen upside down, and you're gonna go get to Articuno upside down. Then when you get to Articuno, I want you to catch it in a Pokeball. And then, before you get into the gym, release all Pokemon that are super effective against fire or have moves that are super effective against fire. And also, Just give me right now. It's not on the list, but I want you to do it. Fight all the trainers, because I know you can cheese them and answer the question right. And skip them. No, you're not going to skip them. You're going to fight against them. Alright, good. And finally, when you reach plane, empty your bag. No items for you. Good luck.
Okay, that's it. I need a drink. So first order of business before I do literally anything. As the saint I am, I've never cheated in my life, so I begin to research how in the Sam heck I'm going to get a missing no. After doing some research and following some good old YouTube tutorials, I finally figure out how I'm going to at least attempt it. So I fly to Viridian, talk to the old man and watch him catch a Rattata, fly to Cinnabar and surf along the coast until I finally find one and end up catching it. Honestly, a lot easier than I thought because I was worried about my name not being right or whatever, but okay, that's one down. So from here on, I'm going to fly back to Saffron, and as per JD's request, walk all the way back to Mum. I'll also honor Silves' rule here from earlier and go through Diglett Cave, catching every Diglett I see. So we hit Rock Tunnel and walk through without Flash, cut back through Cerulean and head down to Vermilion, and walk through Diglett Cave, catching about 5 Diglets in total, heading back through Viridian and back down to Mom. Not too shabby. But then it's time to journey on over to the Seafoam Islands. I was not looking forward to this part at all, and since I'll probably have to flip my screen upside down in editing, I took the liberty of recording a bit on my phone, so you can visibly see my screen is indeed upside down. After navigating through this treacherous hellhole, I finally get to Articuno, and I realize that I don't have Pokeballs. Son of a... And we're back with a sound amount of Pokeballs, so I save right in front of Articuno and actually catch it relatively quickly, you know, in comparison to everything else we've endured. Then we head back to Cinnabar Island, grab the key from the mansion, and here's where I decide to be a bit cheeky. I save over missing those water guns with other moves, so it no longer had the water type and needed to be released. That's just because I really didn't want to get rid of this thing, just in case I did end up using it. I did end up releasing all my other watermons though, like Lapras. I released all the Diglets I caught in the Diglett Cave, my Duck Trio, and stored all items in my PC except for the key to the gym because I needed that. Then, as King JD commands, I battle all the trainers in the gym, no being cheeky for me and skipping anyone. So following that, we have a pretty easy battle versus Blaine. Soloing him with a Scyther, believe it or not. I set up my double teams and focus energy, and we just kind of chopped his team up to bits before moving on. Now we're 7 badges down, 2 to go. Let's see what my favorite couple has in store for us.
Alright. Start,
Huh?
Are you reading the first one?
Am I reading the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Whoop. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
you have to use a random number generator, and you pick a number between 1 and 150 6 times.
6.
Count them. 6. And those are the Pokemon that you can use.
If it's possible. Sorry.
Impossible. If it's impossible to get a Pokemon that you roll, then what can he do?
You may roll again.
You can't evolve these Pokemon.
You cannot.
Can't.
If you do, you're done.
Can't.
And number 2, you have to go through the power plant to Zapdos.
And kill it.
Faint. Dead.
Murder.
Gone.
In cold blood.
Executed.
No bird.
Decapitated.
That's kind of wild. What's wrong with you? What's
I'm
Zapdos ever do to you?
I'm serious. No, but that's it.
I'm sorry about him. Okay, good luck. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
They're just the best, aren't they? But don't think I glossed over what they're making me do. So let's head on over to the best number generator money can buy. I'm going to roll it 6. Yes, I counted them 6 times. Let's roll the die, eh? Well, actually, let's roll the number generator. This isn't a die, but you know, whatever. Anyways, 88, Grimer. 82, Magneton. 107, Hitmonchan. 98, Krabby. 39, Jigglypuff. 133, Eevee. I don't know why the pitch is all ranged for that, but there you go, I got range. Overall, not too shabby. I'm immediately plotting on how I'm going to get these bad boys though. Grimer's easy because I can catch it right here in Cinnabar. We have to go to the power plant anyway to kill Zapdos, so we can get our Magnemite/Magneton there. Krabby, I think, can be found literally anywhere with a Super Rod, which isn't true. And Jigglypuff is back by Mount Moon. And I already have an Eevee, and easy access to Hitmonchan. Also, if you're wondering how I got off of the island because JD made me release all my water Pokemon, I caught a Goldeen and taught it Surf, and just made it a temporary team member. Also, okay, at this point, I just want to mention this, since I'm already in the power plant, I may as well just get ready to take on Zapdos. And I had this brilliant idea after getting wiped the first battle. If I remember correctly, Rich said I needed to decapitate Zapdos. Can we play that back, editor? No, I'm just kidding, I'm talking to myself again.
Decapitated.
So what did I do? I grind Krabby up to level 51, since the OHKO move mechanic in this game required you to be a higher level than the Mon you're using it on, and I OHKO'd that giant chicken bird. It only took me 2 tries, which when compared to the Spearow I found, like, moments later, it took 4 tries, and I think that's pretty comical. Anyways, after a nice little hop, skip, and a jump on over to Viridian City, the day of reckoning is upon us. Until I get turned away from the gym. It was then I realized I forgot to save after beating Blaine, so I jet on over there, beat up the old man again, and rob him of his badge. Then, the day of reckoning is really upon us. After wandering through the gym and getting the crap pretty much kicked out of me as we arrive at Giovanni. I didn't want to just sweep with Krabby, but half my team was dead, and honestly, I just couldn't be asked to leave and heal, so I decide I'm going to do just that, and, well, sweep with Krabby. I sweep with Surf pretty much, and decide to be cheeky and guillotine his ace, and it actually lands first turn to secure us our final badge. Throughout this journey, my hairline has receded far beyond my wildest dreams, and my quest for freedom was almost over. Just one more challenge to go.
Hello, my friend Woopsire. My challenge is, when attacking, you must always use the worst move you have, even if it's immune. And this move can never be stab or super effective. Good luck.
Alright, well, that one seems easy enough, I think. So let's crack on. I start to assemble my all-star team of Mons, past and present, and stumble through Victory Road like a chicken with my head cut off. It's so bad I need to pause and ask my friends how to get through. Anyways, after stumbling through, I push on just to check out the levels, find out I am incredibly outmatched, and throw the battle to get sent back to the start. It's time to grind up a little bit and give y'all a fresh and new team update. By team update, I mean Kadabra and Scyther, because that's pretty much the team for the rest of the game. See, Richie didn't have any other rules than I have to use the least effective move and worst typing. Hey, this is me editing, and I've only just now realized that I've really screwed the pooch on this one. Apparently, I forgot how to read halfway through Richie's challenge, so I guess technically I lost on this one. You'll see why up ahead, but yeah, before anyone flocks to the comments, I'm taking the L on this one. Anyways, jumping into the Elite Four, I pretty much just set up double teams with Scyther, 1 focus energy, and spam cut. Once that runs out eventually, I just use Slash and take pretty much everyone down from there. Mix a little Kadabra with Psywave in there, and boom, I've got myself a pretty nice seat on the champion's throne, taking down Lorelei, Bruno, Agatha, Lance, and finally taking down my friends. Not easy by any means, but super fun, but the video's not done here. I decided to add a little something here at the end, kind of like how Mario Party gives bonus stars at the end. I've got some trophies to award here. If my friends are watching, no, you don't actually get anything, but it is the thought that counts, right? I wasn't too sure on categories, but I've come up with about 3. The award for the most inconvenient goes to, well, I think it's actually a tie. John's switching of the D-pads made me go insane, Callum making me pull out PK Hex, and deleting any move Zubat learns, also so inconveniencing. And JD for making me turn my whole screen upside down. Madmen. The award for most creative goes to probably Rich and Taylor. I think if I had gotten some bad rolls, it could have been a nightmare, since I did get pretty lucky on the locations of my new team and luckily got the King Krabby to carry me. And last but not least, the award for hardest goes to Lotad. I spent the whole Saturday doing that one. Not like I got much else to do, but still, it was semi-infuriating. So, yeah, check out my friends, links in the description, and let me know if you want more of these. Okay, bye. I don't, what? Okay, bye.